Jack Thunder and the Fragments of Anima, Book 6, Light. Chapter 3, A New Feathered Friend. "What do you think you're doing in there?" the stranger yelled, running up to the window. "This is the Temple of the Young. It's not open to anyone except the priests." "Puer Aeternus!" San shouted back. "You've been living here all this time?" Puer Aeternus didn't answer. Instead, they jumped through the window beside them and began hastily sweeping up some broken glass. "Don't you people care anything for protocol? What'll happen if the priest finds out, huh? Do you want to get in trouble?" Their eyes darted back and forth. San ran over to the light elemental, grabbing their face and turning it to face his own. "It's me. Don't you remember?" That seemed to jog Puer Aeternus' memory. "San? There you are. What have you been doing here?" Puer Aeternus turned their attention back to the broken glass. "I've been here since the end of the war. Someone had to watch over this place, you know." "But why?" Kirami asked. "There are plenty of other towns around here that I'm sure need your help." Puer Aeternus dodged the question. "This grove has been here since I have. Thousands of years, in fact. At first, it was just a circle of us hanging out in the middle of the forest. Just a little sunny spot in the middle of the forest. Then came the buildings." Puer Aeternus paused for breath. "They weren't much at first, but they became something really special. I didn't really like that they built this temple at first. I mean, what's the point? It just blocks out the sun. But eventually I came to love it. Just all of us in the middle of paradise." They began to hastily scoop up the rocky debris on the floor, trying to stick it back onto one of the statues. It didn't stay. "But what's the point of staying if there's no one around to enjoy it anymore?" Snotter barked. Puer Aeternus froze. The young heroes' stomachs all dropped at the same time. Tears filled Puer Aeternus' eyes, and before Snotter or the others could say anything more, the Light Champion bolted out the front door, sobbing uncontrollably. "What? What did I say?" Snotter shouted incredulously. San shook his head. "Puer Aeternus isn't quite right in the head. I think they don't want to accept that the cult of youth is gone, so they hold up here, maintaining this place the best they can." He paused. "I'm sure it would make them feel better if we just explain ourselves. They'll be more than happy to help once they learn why we're here." "I'll go with you," Jack Thunder offered. Razor chirped in agreement. "So will I," Buckthorn seconded. "I think Puer Aeternus really needs some help." "And I'd better come along too." Kirami turned to Snotter. "You and Shadow-Paws keep looking for Excalibur. I don't trust you to talk to Puer Aeternus. You'll just make them cry again." Snotter balked. "Excuse me? Just because I asked the obvious question?" "Snotter," Shadow-Paws interrupted. "She's right. Let's just go. Maybe we can find a way underground ourselves." Snotter huffed to herself but nodded. While the others made their way towards where Puer Aeternus had gone, Snotter and Shadow-Paws continued to search the grotto for any way into the underground they could find. "Ugh, we've been circling this place for hours and still nothing." Shadow-Paws rolled his eyes. He was pretty sure they hadn't been walking for hours, but it definitely felt as such to the fairy snail. That or she was just upset that Kirami had told her off. Probably both. Shadow-Paws heard leaves rustling above him. Turning his gaze upward, he caught sight of a silhouette in the trees. At first, he thought it might have been a bird. It had feathered wings and a large beak. But more and more it changed to look like San before his eyes. The figure popped its head out of the veil of leaves it hid itself in. Shadow-Paws spotted a being with ash-gray feathers and golden skin. A Valkyrie. He wore a pair of heavy-looking goggles on his head. The stranger popped his arm out from his hiding spot. In his hand was a rather fancy-looking camera. He held it up to his face and began snapping pictures with it. It was a few minutes before he looked down and spotted the two on the ground. He flared out his wings a bit in surprise. He removed something from his ears before shouting down to the two of them. "Sorry, I didn't hear you coming. I had my earbuds in. What brings you here?" Snotter jumped, brandishing her axe. Shadow-Paws stepped forward. He held Lethal Joke in both of his paws, showing the stranger he had no harmful intentions. "We came here because we sensed Excalibur was around here somewhere. Do you know anything about it?" "Excalibur?" The stranger slid down the tree, meeting his indigo eyes with Shadow-Paws' own. "Wow, I came here because I heard this place harbors great treasure, but I didn't think that Excalibur would be here too." Snotter scowled. "Who are you, some kind of thief?" "Snotter!" Shadow-Paws gave her a sharp nudge. No, don't worry, it's fine. I see why you think that. My name is Saturn. I'm part of the League of Exploration. They sent me over here to survey the Grotto of the Young and see if there are any artifacts I can recover. They wanted them for a museum exhibit, I think they said. His face fell. I didn't know there were still people living here. Survey? Shadow-Paws asked. So you know this place? Have you seen anything that looks like it might lead to an underground tunnel? An underground tunnel? No, nothing like that. I could try and look for one, but it could take a while. But you have wings, don't you? So why not just fly over and look? Snotter interjected. Saturn flinched a little. Well, I would, but you see, I can't. What do you mean you can't? That's when the two noticed Saturn's left wing. It was terribly withered, crooked, and sticking out at an odd angle. It hung uselessly from his back. I broke it, he answered. I went into an old temple and tripped one of the traps. Couldn't get to a healer in time either, so it's bent out of shape. Shadow-Paws nodded. No wonder Saturn couldn't fly. Snotter, however, was not so understanding. She let out a long sigh of exasperation before kicking the side of the tree Saturn was just perched on. All of a sudden, a deep rumble shook the ground as a doorway opened in the tree's trunk, revealing a secret passage. Saturn stared in awe. Wow, I didn't even know this was here. Without hesitation, Snotter dove headfirst into the passageway. Shadow-Paws followed close behind, a worried expression plastered on his face. Hey, wait for me! Just before the passageway closed, Saturn dove straight in. He made his way into the underground depths.